It's been way too long since I've last looked at an adventure set, so I'm really excited to bring out this one, 7417, Temple of Mount Everest. This was part of the Orient Expedition subtheme of Adventurers, the last subtheme released in the line back in 2003. Let's take a closer look. There are almost sub-themes within the Orient Expedition sub-theme. There was the India Expedition, the Mount Everest Expedition, and the China Expedition. Each of these locations had a specific item that Johnny Thunder and the team were looking for. In India, it was the Golden Shield. Here at Mount Everest, it's the Golden Sword. And then in China, it's the golden armor. Mount Everest is the second stop in the Orient Expedition overall. So there were several sets made for each of the different parts of the journey, right? So Mount Everest, which is the focus of today, had several sets. Johnny Thunder, the poly bag, it's worth $37 new, so yeah, good luck with that one. Sam SINISTER, the poly bag, also seems to have a Himalaya background to it. 7409, Secret of the Tomb. 7412, Yeti's Hideout. 7415, Aero Nomad. That's how Johnny Thunder and the gang traveled around the Himalayas. And then, of course, this set right here. If you're looking to get your hands on this set today, a new copy goes for about $300, whereas a used one is about $75. So this is the biggest of that sub-theme within a sub-theme, right? This thing has 292 pieces altogether and would have retailed for $30 back in 2003. It's got 4 figures, which I think we should take a look at right away because they're actually really, really cool. One thing I really thought fascinating about Orient Expedition is that Johnny changes costumes as he goes through these different environments. And of course he has a little more warmer gear for traveling throughout the mountains. The figure is not exclusive to this set, as there are other Mount Everest Himalaya-based sets that he comes in. Unique to this set, however, is Sherpa Sangye Dorje. This is a really cool figure. Dark orange, I'm a sucker for it. We also got one of those really nice backpack pieces that can fit some items inside of it, as well as some items on the side. That special hat in old brown is unique to this set. Really fantastic figure. LEGO's official description of the character from their website is as follows. Sherpa Sangye Dorje means thundering lion in Tibetan. Sangye Dorje is a young Tibetan Sherpa or mountain guide. He knows the mountains well, though is less comfortable in flying among the clouds than the Aero Nomad. He helps out Johnny and his friends when they get to Mount Everest. For not so good of a guy, we have, of course, Lord Sam SINISTER, who technically is exclusive to this set with the pilot's outfit. The set also generously includes a regular top hat that you're more familiar with seeing Sam SINISTER in as well. So you can swap it out when he's not flying around. His sidekick in this set is Nyan Pa. LEGO's official description says, Nyan Pa is a greedy and ruthless Yeti hunter. He is happy to help Lord SINISTER for a share of the treasure hidden in the mountains. He also is exclusive to this set, which is really cool. He has another one of those really cool hat pieces, this time in black. Another really great torso print as well, and a musket. In addition to the temple, the set also includes Lord Sam SINISTER's plane here, which is quite sweet. A relatively simple build, not many parts to go into it, but I think it's a very respectable looking vehicle. Includes some very interesting pieces in yellow. For instance, this wheel attachment comes in a number of other sets in yellow, but this is the last time it was ever seen, back in 2003. We've also got some guns here on top. It's great, you can fit 2 people in it very comfortably. I like it a lot. If you had the Air Nomad set, of course, you could get some sky battles, and that's the intention of this set as you fly your way up to the mountaintop. And speaking of the mountaintop, here we have it. Of the big flagship sets, there are 3, obviously 1 for each of the locations I mentioned earlier. This is the smallest of the 3, but I still think they've done a pretty respectable job here. Consider that this is a $30, or was a $30 in 2003, 292 piece set. This is pretty sizable. So there's a bunch of really exciting pieces, big pieces that go into this that make it unique, which of course get me quite excited. So the first trap that Johnny Thunder and the gang has to survive is this bridge. Now, my pieces are not quite as loose as they used to be, and so the bridge will need an extra push to actually fall over. But the idea is there. And even if you do survive that trap, there are still more waiting for you inside the temple itself. So the doors here are actually boarded up with a printed 1x6 wood tile, which is really cool. This only comes in one other set, which is the Shrieking Shack from 2004. And then once you remove that, the doors can open. This is a trap I'm pretty sure will work. If you're not careful, this is the point where you will take an axe to the face. So there's actually two of these massive Belleville axes back in here, all powered by a rubber band, and the mechanism is simply reset on the side by pulling this lance piece up over this, which is really nice and works quite well. If you somehow manage to duck underneath that though, there's still a trapdoor, which is likely gonna have you fall to the pit below. But perhaps that's where you want to go, because that just so happens to be where the sword is hidden. Similar to another set I already reviewed, Jungle River, this has a creepy looking idol. This one also includes that fascinating elephant trunk piece, this time in medium orange. Medium orange is a color that shows up in a few places on this set, long since discontinued, unfortunately. Of course, the elephant trunks in that color are exclusive to the set, but there's also 1x1 bricks, which are included in 5 other sets, and they're dotted all over this set. The other medium orange piece included here is a 2x2 brick. So I think the structure looks really good, especially the roof. The roof is done perfectly in my opinion. The rest is quite simple, but it's easy to get inside, and they've packed it with traps, which is super fun, and lots of rare pieces. This tan railing piece here only comes in one other architecture set. There, of course, are some lerps and burps. Lerp standing for little ugly rock pieces. There are 2 of them in white. That piece only is included in 3 other sets. There is a burp, a big ugly rock piece in white. That is exclusive to this set. Lots of great stuff going on when it comes to rare parts. Outside, of course, I already showed it, but we have the sliding mechanism here that reveals the sword itself. The gold chrome sword went on to be produced in a number of other sets, 7 altogether, but this was its first appearance back in 2003. We also have some snowshoes here. 2 sets, which is actually quite generous. I didn't really highlight it as much as I should have earlier, but there is a ton of accessories beyond the snowshoes that our figures are kitted out with. Pistols, climbing gear, this wonderful map piece that Johnny is holding, which shows the location of the temple. It's how they found their way here. That's really why Adventurers always has stood out to me as a theme, just because it packs so much into relatively small packages. Again, this was a mid-size set back in the day, $30, but you got a lot to show for it. 4 minifigures, 3 of which are exclusive, and Sam Sinister might be a stretch there, but 2 exclusive figures, which are really, really nice figures, and then 2 relatively uncommon figures. There's obviously a lot of love and care put into designing the Adventurers sets, especially the Orient Expedition. I think I would love to see them revisit something like this. And I'm not talking about Indiana Jones. I want to see the unhindered creativity of the LEGO designers like they had back when they produced these sets, because these are really something special. Overall, another fantastic Adventurers set. I love the variety that this theme always brought, even within its individual sub-themes. It was just fantastic, and we really haven't seen anything quite like it ever since. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great life. I'll see you next time.